Hello everyone. So we left the last video with 0 items in our inbox, but we had several action emails that we categorized and they need some attention. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the top right and I'm going to click on the My Day button. We've got several options at the top here, so we delved into some of the settings last time. We've also got our notifications, we've got a OneNote feed, and we've also got chat, which is from Microsoft Teams. So let's click on our To-Do, or our My Day pane, and the To-Do tab pops open, and we can also see a calendar view. But for the minute, we're going to concentrate on our To-Do pane. So what I like to do with the follow-up emails is make them into a task. So, and I divide these up. So if an email is likely to only take a couple of minutes to complete, I'll just do that during my email processing time, and we'll talk about that a little bit shortly. So let's drag the first one across. So I can left click and just move the email, and then I get an option to add as an event, which will prompt me to schedule this as a calendar entry, or I can add it as a task and this adds that to my to-do list. So I'm going to take that option. And we'll do the same with this one as well. So add it as a task. There we go. Once I have my two emails over in the to-do pane, there's a couple of actions to take over here. So the first is to clear the category. So I'll clear all the categories on that one and also on this one. And we'd already archived them, so that then empties our follow-up section. Over here, moving over to the To-Do tab, you can see that I can still see the email. If I just click on there, it's all there, and I can refer back to that if I need to. So the second email, this one doesn't look very good, doesn't look very clean, so we can edit the title, and this was our job alert, so we'll just make it a bit more obvious what that one is. And enter, and there we go. So we've got our two emails from our follow-up in the to-do area. So let's do the same with the waiting email. This was the one we had to collaborate with somebody on, and we'll do the same thing. We'll categorize and we'll remove the category. And again, because we archived it last time, that goes away. And the same thing happens. I can still open the email and view all the information. So I tend to leave this tab open all the time when I'm using email, and if I need some more information or more options on the items in the task list now, we've always got the full-on To-Do app on the left-hand pane here. Let's hop over to our calendar. So the way I like to do this is do a right click and click on open in new tab, but I've already got it open over here. And before we make any changes, I'm going to just tweak some of the settings, or tell you about some of the settings that I tweak. The first one is at the bottom of events and invitations. If it's not on calendar already, just select it from the left-hand list there. So events and invitations, I like to leave show declined events on your calendar. So we'll tick that one and click save. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later on. And work hours and location is another good one. So if I just close this one down for a minute, you can see there that I've set these up so my colleagues and can see whether I'm in the office or at home. Now, this is slightly different for me because I have to do this ad hoc. You can select the schedule, and if you're working, let's put Tuesday as office, and maybe on a Wednesday I can add another one, and maybe I only work to midday remotely. Oops. And then from midday onwards, or I best give myself some time to get into the office, I'm actually in the office, and that just helps other people figure out where you are. There's a booking section. We'll maybe cover that in another video. That's a really cool feature. And we'll hit save there for now. And close that one down. And then we can see across the top there that I was remote on Monday. On Tuesday I'm going to be in the office, and then that's that one we tweaked, so it's half office, half remote, and so on. This is where I schedule my the items that we put in the to-do each morning. I tend to spend about half an hour doing that, so I'm going to open that same tab out and we'll schedule the items in. Give it a minute to pop up there. And there we go. Now this collaboration opportunity, so in our theoretical example here, I've spoken to Faith and she can do this on Thursday afternoon, so I'm going to schedule that in there. We were going to spend an hour on it, and I can just drag that out. It's all there. The Teams masterclass, now this is going to take me quite a bit of time to write up, and I put in focus time. You can get Viva to do this as well. I like to do my deep work in the mornings, and I'm going to put that on one of my focus times. Now we'll put that on tomorrow, and I'll just copy it across there. You can see something else that happened there, that it actually starts at 9:35. That's because in the settings on my events, I like to start events late. I like a little bit of prep time, and you can tweak these settings. You can end events early. That's really cool if you want some time to wrap items up. So that's where we set that one. And with these two items, I can maybe clear my tab. I tend to do that at the end of the day to clear the tasks, and if I didn't actually finish that task, I'll reschedule it for another time, and then actually mark it completed when it is complete. So we've done the two there, and then we've got our job alert, and I'm going to look at that on Friday before I go home. So that's our 3 to-do items, all scheduled in through the week. And I think one thing that you need to get into the habit of is this is your calendar, this is your workflow, and it's not somebody else's workflow, because one of the problems with email, I guess, is that anybody in the world can send you an email as long as they've got your email address. And with this method of treating emails as tasks, it's important that you're organising your priorities and you're getting your work done rather than somebody else's priorities. Now, the categorization of emails, I get down to twice a day now, so that's what the process emails recurring appointment is here. And I do it in the morning, once in the morning and once at the end of the day before I go home. And then I know that when I come in the next day and I plan my day, I'm pretty up to date. Depends on your workflow, how many emails you get. You may need more, or you may even just need the one process email times. I also tend to switch notifications off for Outlook because I don't like to be disturbed when I'm doing other things. I find email very distracting. And an old anecdote was I was actually in a meeting where there wasn't a huge amount of participation for one of my colleagues, and he was busily working through his emails, and he had no idea it got to his part of the meeting, and I think we had to shout his name 3 times before he actually realised that it was his part. So yeah, I tend to turn notifications off now for Outlook. So you can see that I've declined test meeting 3 now, and that was the setting we configured earlier, which shows the declined test meetings. I like to use, I'll show it on this one, the loop components. So we've got test meeting 2 here. It's a Microsoft Teams meeting, and whoever set the meeting up clicked the button to create an agenda, meeting notes, and follow-up tasks for this meeting. So this is just a dummy one. So we've got 3 agenda items, and somebody took some meeting notes during the meeting. If you've got Copilot, then Copilot can do this for you. And we've made lots of useful decisions. Is the note there? Now I like to use the pre-time or use the task system to send out material prior to a meeting, so the meeting isn't kind of a discussion shop. It's actually to make decisions based on the material that's been sent out previously, and also to assign tasks and responsibilities below. So you can see here we've got 2 dummy tasks, both assigned to me, and they've both got due dates, and they sit in my to-do bucket, which is and I can keep adding tasks. It's really easy to do, and when these are updated or completed, they're updated in real time, and you can copy these loop components out into other applications as well, and they remain real-time updates, which is a super cool feature. And once I've done with these meetings, I can work on my tasks that we scheduled earlier, and to clear these from the list, it's a simple click, and they all disappear eventually. And you can also show your recently completed tasks over here. That wraps up today's video, where we moved our task emails, our follow-ups and our waiting emails into our to-do list. We open the tab, and then we also scheduled those tasks in using the same tab after some configuration in our settings. And we've also adjusted our meeting times, so we have some prep time before meetings. We turned on the decline meetings option so we can track those tasks, and we also saw a little bit of a loop component. We'll probably do a video further down the line on this, and also we'll delve into Microsoft Teams, because I think that can make your Outlook experience an awful lot better if you move your internal communications from Outlook to Microsoft Teams, and then your email becomes a much quieter environment, and it allows you to focus on the things you really need to focus on.